I forgot to record a webinar. So I start now. Sorry for those who are going to watch this webinar later on YouTube. I forgot to start it at the beginning of the webinar, but what we did is to have a listen to the track, added HoRNet Tape MK2 to the track to give it a more organic and full sound, because the track was a little bit thin. And then we are going with different EQs, different distances of total EQs, to mainly add high-end to the track that need that, and clean those that create a little bit of mud, like we did with this, not this one, like we did where the track is the one we were working on right now, like we did with this one that had a mud problem in this area, and then we added a little bit of our hand. So this is just a quick recap. Yes, Lorenzo, I'm going to bring up the level a little bit more. Sure. I was not sure you were going to hear me while I was talking on the music, but okay, let me know. So this is the track for those who are watching the recorded webinar, right now. So I'm going to continue with the mixing. So let me hear. Okay, great. Thank you, everyone. The balance is perfect. Thank you. Let me hear what the track is here. Which track we have? This is a percussive sound. I don't know if I want to enhance the low end, because I'm afraid it will collide with the kick. No, they work together, so I can make the classic smile EQ to have a little bit more low end. I start with the high end. So high shelf, sorry, HS Rezo. Definitely more high end. And also a little bit more of low end. I'll use a bell this time on the fundamental of this percussion that is here. Just a couple of dBs. Okay, a little bit lower, so I get a little bit more of these notes that I love. Okay, this is it. And also add an high pass filter to make sure no rumble. Okay, so they should work fine together now. Perfect. Now let's see what we have here. Oh, this is the stop probably. Yes, I would not touch that. I think this is balanced. No, this is balanced. We don't need to EQ that. Let me see this other one, what we have here. Okay, this is the loop we worked on before. So okay, we have another little bit annoying frequency that we need to remove. Let me find out which frequency is that. Here we are, 10Ks. Okay, this is better now. And I will also remove something down here because there's nothing to do with these frequencies have nothing to do with the hi-hat, especially when the kick is so big. You don't want to have any mud in this area over here. Okay. So let's hear everything in context. Then we move on track number 10, which is another effect. I don't think I'm going to EQ this. Unless it clashes at the beginning with the rest, but I don't think so. It's so low in level. No, we don't need that. So let's move on track 11, which is let me hear. Oh, it's the piano. So it's very mellow piano. Okay, surely remove the low frequency here. Yeah, this is very nice, Kylie. It's very nice. Nice piano sound. Then I try to maybe give a little bit more highs, but I'm not really sure that it needs that. Let me see. Yeah, this is right. Okay, this is our main lead. Okay, let me try to increase the buffer size and see if it helps with this crackling, because this is something that is going to be annoying. Let me see if I increases what happens. Okay, we have to work on this sound because this is the main sound of the track and it's a little bit boxy in my opinion. So I'll HP that. Try to remove something in the 400 Hz area. Yes. I've used a dynamic filter because I've noticed that the problem is the resonance with some notes. So I don't want to remove everything always in that area, but only when those notes plays and they are a little bit too high in level here. So I've used a dynamic filter that only works when the level of these notes crosses a dynamic threshold, which is calculated using the average level of the signal. So when this area is higher than the average level of the signal, the filter kicks in and removes some dBs in this area, so it cleans up the track, creating a more even sounding patch. So let me see if here if everything works well together. I still feel there is something to this lead that is not working with the track. Maybe it's something in the 3 key area, or maybe lower, but something that's still not working in my opinion. In the 2K, okay, it's here. See if the dynamic filter is better. No, it's not. Let me use a standard filter. Okay, now it's better. Now we are correct. Now here we are. You hear it was something annoying in the 2K area because it was the track is very hi-fi. It has a smiley EQ with a lot of low end, with a settling high end, and you got this nasal sounding synth that was too offending in my opinion in the 2K area. So with a little bit of EQ there, we got a smoother sounding synth, and it's more appropriate for the track in my opinion. And then we hear the last track. What we have, okay, this is just the crackling noise. I will leave it alone. So maybe this has to be lowered a little. Also this is lower. Okay. Okay, so just to give you perspective, this is how happens if I disable everything. Raw sounding track, and now I will add back our processing. Well, tried to not be fooled by the loudness increase we got, but I think it's a nice sounding thing we did. We got the track more finished, more hi-fi. It was a little bit narrow before, a little thin sounding, and especially on the low end and the high end, and we clean up the mid-range. So we got a more balanced track overall, more in your face, more present, more exciting. Let me know if you agree with that. I will just want to add a little bit of compression on the master bus using maybe the HA2A, which is a nice slow moving compressor. I will start with the presets for the master bus. So if you don't know this plugin, it's an emulation of the famous LA2A. It's a stereo version of that. It's modeled after a real clone of the LA2A, after a real stereo clone. So we also model the difference between its left and right channel. And we also added all the automatic input, everything that we got in our plugins. So loading this preset, I have set everything to auto makeup, so we keep the constant loudness. I have set a +2 VU target for the input, for the analog input of the plugin. I have set the compensation, so gain automatically compensated. I have also set a target of 3 dB of gain reduction, and I told the plugin to work out the amount of peak reduction automatically. Now the sound, nothing is playing, so the knob went to 100%. That's why you also hear the noise increasing. It increased. So if I press play, you will hear how the plugin adjusts itself to get to the level we want. So what I do with this knob is to control the output gain. The output gain drives the output amplifier that in turn increases the saturation in the tubes. So with this switch enable, we got gain compensation, so I can use that knob as a sort of saturation knob. We'll disable gain auto makeup because I think it increases the level too much. Okay, I've also disabled the link because I want to be able to do a before and after with all the plugins on, and I want to use that as a gain control to let everything sound at the same level as without the plugins. So let me bypass them and see if we got the same level. We got -23, and at the UFS, if I enable everything back, okay, we are lower, so I have to increase that. Here we are. No, a little bit higher in level. probably type 3dB in here. And here we are. So we are gain compensated now. This is the original mix. And this is the processed mix. Hope you like it more, because I do. I think it's a bit more in your face sounding mix. We could also do some more compression. So I think we got a more vintage sounding stuff that what I wanted to. Then I will also use another instance of TotalEQ to get to the final level I want, giving it a little bit of 50 Hertz. Okay, with a bell. Just a hinge of 50 Hertz. 3dB should do it. A little bit more here with a high shelf, but I want to use a trick. I want to use a high shelf reso, okay, because I can tweak the Q. I want to go very high with the boost and use a dynamic EQ that only works on the side material. This is because I want to enhance the stereo image on the high end. That exactly what gives us the perception of the stereo image, because the low end is going to always be felt like a big mono area. Let's say below 800 Hertz, something like that, is going to sound almost mono. So I want to use a more relaxed curve and see what happens if I only enhance the side. This should enlarge the stereo image. It doesn't work that much because we don't have enough content there, I think. But anyway, I keep that on, it doesn't hurt. And then let me see if I can fix a little bit more of the balance, because I see something wrong here. Let me use some dynamic filtering in this area. Yes, definitely make it more alive. And I think a hinge of 31 and we are done. Oh, we could also try out the MasterTool, because it includes the 31 processing and also delimiting from the Magnus MK2. So let me try to make it learn a little bit more of the song. Okay, so it's enough. We are updating the model. And then let's say we don't want an increase in volume. We just want to target the negative 23 at a UFS we had before. So we'll update the model and see if it improves our final master. Okay, it's a little bit higher than 23. Maybe we should type in 25 to really get to the 23. In fact, here we are. Okay, what MasterTool is doing is to apply the 31 processing in the upper area over here. So we are dynamic filtering, increasing and decreasing the level of each of the 31 bands according to what happens to the band next to it, because we are trying to remove masking. So if we have some big jumping spectrum like here and here, we are compensating that to make sure that the spectrum is more even as possible without changing the overall sound. Then we also have a clipper and two limiter, one after the other, to process the loudness. We asked for a very low level of loudness now. I don't want to go to the final master. I just want to make it a little bit sound a little bit more finished. And only the clipper is working, shaving off the fast transient that we have on percussions. By the way, this is a continuous process, so it will never settle because it changes according to the song in that specific moment. So let's make our before and after check. We have the same level, negative 23 at the UFS. Here, it's also in this quiet moment of the song, it sounds more organic, more hi-fi. Hear the difference now. Here, it's less present, it's narrower sound. I think it's definitely better with the plugin on. And thanks to the fact that the track was already well processed, well produced, we didn't had to do that much. I haven't used any compression on single tracks because with the compression, I was going to risk to make it sound everything too compact while this track has to breathe, I think, in my opinion. So no compression on a single tracks. I only use the compression from the tape. That is the key. Is the key to this sound. I think tape is the key to this sound, because if I disable that, everything should fall apart. That's here where everything plays together. Here, especially on the low end and the high end. It sweetens up the high end and gives more weight to the low end. Pay attention to the very high end, the tambourine and the drums and the kick and the lower part of the kick. You will definitely hear it. Especially the high end gets less annoying, because I personally, probably because I've lost some part of my hearing during the years, I'm really sensible to the very high frequency sound. and annoy me a lot when they are too sharp. And I love what tape does, that shave off that part of the sound. The EQ is just a corrective EQ, so we use that to clean up everything. A little bit more character using the H2A compressor, and I can get even more character if I want using the output knob. Around here. If I disable this, the mix should feel less compact. Especially on the low end, it's less controlled. You may like it, you may not. I think this goes in the direction of the vintagey sounding mix I wanted. So I think it's going to stay here. It's fine. Maybe I can try that with the limit mode, but I think maybe it's too much. I prefer the compress mode, especially on the claps and the snare. I think it gives me a more rounded sound. And then with the MasterTool, we simply applied a little bit more frequency correction to the overall spectrum, and we are just clipping the sharp and fast transient of the snare. This is not a final master. It should be mastered, of course. Oh, by the way, I also used this TotalEQ on the master to remove some of the muddiness when it was too much, using a dynamic filter. So only when it's too much, this filter kicks in, and I give back a little bit more of the low end that was lost due to the compression, because with this heavy bass, with the bass bass tracks, when you compress, you always lose something in the low end. So I wanted to give back a little bit more of the low end, and with this filter here, we are trying to widen up the stereo image, because it's a little bit narrow, but only for the high frequencies, because this is what our ear perceives as wide. And I did that dynamically because I want the listener to perceive the widen up of the track when something in the high end kicks in. I can try that to make not dynamic and only works on the side, but of course I have to do less gain. But I think it's not working as good as the dynamic one, because we are adding a lot of high hand, and this is not what I want to do. Okay, everything froze on me. That's nice. I cannot. Is it working for you? Can you hear something? Because I cannot move any window. I see everything. I see the spectrum working on the window, but I cannot touch anything, nor any menu or. No, the DAW is not playing right now, but I cannot even click on any menu. I don't know what happens. A zoom bug maybe, or something like that. A macOS bug. We hit something strange here. And the keyboard is not working too. Okay, maybe. Now I got back, I see some movement. I don't know what happened. I really don't know what happened. But anyway, let's rise back this to the level we want. Listen to the width of the stereo image on those high percussions. Here, it's more alive. Can you hear that? Try to listen with the headphones. It's a little bit more alive, make everything more interesting because it's moving. It's not static. Pertu, do you feel we need reverb? Where would you add it? On the master bus or on some specific track? Yeah, I was thinking about the lead too. I'll try the lead because I think it's something that could benefit from a little bit of reverb. Already has some reverb in it, but let's try to add our new reverb so I can show you how it works. So it's our new HoRNet, brand new. We released that yesterday. So I'm going to use, I'm going to design my sound. I don't want to use a preset, but I'm going to use a high quality. First, I'll try to design the reverb and then dial back a little bit more the original sound. So let me go back to where something is sounding. I want something that sound shiny. Lot of density. Sorry for the crackling, honestly. This is something to do with Zoom recording the screen, because if I don't move the mouse, it works. Here it comes, the high hand. So this is an 80 inspired reverb. It's inspired by the lexicon algorithm, of course. And it works like this, creates this artificial digital room. I can tweak the bit depth if I want. For example, now I want an quality reverb, but if I want to get creative and get noisy, I can use a 4-bit analog to digital analog converter, and it sounds like this. But I don't think I am modifying the right track, because I don't feel it's changing that much. In fact, I was on the wrong track. Okay, this is a classical case of placebo effect. I was on the wrong track. Then I'll add it back here. HoRNet. Okay, here we are on the right track. So make it longer. Lots of high hand. If I reduce the bit depth, this is what happens. Oh, I'm not in solo mode. What's happening? Oh, the bit depth is killing everything. Okay, 4 bits was a little bit too low, but 8 bit depth, it sounds like this. It's nice to work with 8 bit, but let's go back to high quality reverb and bring back some of the original sound. Okay, we got more space now. Okay, we are right now in the space. Too long. Maybe make it shorter. Great. So bring it back in the mix. Right. That was a good advice. It's better sounding now. Before? After? It's perfect. It improves the song, definitely. So my friend is going to be very happy because this session in the end is going to be his final master. So it's final mix, sorry, not master. Yes, I'm quite happy with the sound. So guys, let me play back some other section of the song just to hear if it's correct. I think it's a great sounding track, and I'm really happy to have done this with you. Thank you very much for the help, for the questions. If you want to try out the plugins that I use in this session, you can, of course, go on our website. We have a demo for everything. And you're going to receive a 10% discount code that you can use in these days. We are having a special Halloween sale, and the code you are going to receive tomorrow can be used together with the sale we're having. So it's an 85% sale if you buy at least 2 plugins, and you can reduce the cart by another 10% with the code you are going to get tomorrow. So if you want to get any of this plugin, you don't have that, or any other plugin we make, if you have questions, just write me, of course, and I will try to answer as fast as I can. And so thank you very much for being here. Here it's late evening, it's 8 o'clock, 8 and 12 o'clock. So thank you very much for being with me. I hope this was you enjoyed this webinar, and hope to have answered all your questions. If I miss something, please don't hesitate to write to my email or on the comment on YouTube once I've published this webinar. So thank you very much once again. Have a nice rest of the day wherever you are. Sorry, is my phone ringing? Goodbye and see you next time.